Vince Gilligan's Pluribus is our newest obsession, and it should be yours too, because after all, we is us. Welcome back to Movies Good, Internet Bad. I'm Corey. That's Shane. Maybe, sort of. Maybe
Yeah,
we're
I
the
think
same.
I think I could also be Corey and you could be Shane.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the individual that's presenting as Corey, and you're the individual that was previously known as. I don't know. Spoilers ahoy for the first two episodes of Pluribus here. Shane, how did you feel about this two-episode premiere?
I thought it was really intriguing. I'm a little worried about how it can sustain this premise for a longer season, but I also know that he's going to figure it out. They wouldn't
Yeah.
have made the show if there wasn't an established premise that could last however many episodes this is going to be. But I really enjoyed the blend of tone because in some moments it's very scary and creepy, other moments it's very funny.
hmm
It's just this weird mismatch, and I think it works.
Yeah. Vince Gilligan is he's an interesting character, and most people are going to know him from obviously creating Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, which are two of the most highly revered television shows ever, right?
Mhm.
But what a lot of people don't know is that he got his start on the X Files,
Yep.
and the X Files obviously had a big sci-fi heavy presence. So he made it very clear that he wanted to dip his toes back into that water when he made this show. But yeah, I didn't even expect some of the very funny slapsticky
Yeah.
stuff particularly in the second episode.
Yeah. The
Um,
second one I felt was funnier, like the Air
yeah,
Force One reveal and all that. Spoilers, I guess, but
yeah. Spoilers from here on out. But yeah, there's a lot in there, especially from the lead actress, Ray Seahorn, who plays Carol.
Mhm,
She was kind of the breakout star of Better Call Saul.
mhm.
And they actually Vince Gilligan is very famous for doing pivots while making his shows and having a plan and then drastically altering it because of something cool that happens.
Yeah.
Like for example, when Breaking Bad first came out, he was going to kill off Aaron Paul's character halfway through the first season. That's like a well known thing. And then Aaron Paul showed up on set, did his thing, and they were like, "Nope, he's too good. We can't.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to change." And then Better Call Saul, that show was supposed to primarily for its entire through line be about Bob Odenkirk and the character playing his brother. But then Ray Seahorn's character showed up, and they were like, "She's so good," that they halfway through the six season series they pivoted and they made the show
Mhm.
more about their relationship instead of him and his brother. So this show Pluribus was even supposed to be a male lead when Vince Gilligan first had the idea many moons ago. But after working with her on Better Call Saul, he was like, I need to give her a showcase of everything that she can do. And she's very she's a very straight laced character on Better Call
Mhm.
Saul, and she starts to loosen up kind of as the seasons go along. But in this one, man, she's just a mess. She's all over the
Yeah.
place. Like it's great.
I just think it's a great opposing force where it's like she's just this miserable being
hmm
and everybody else is like too happy, and she
Yep.
has to convince everyone like no, being too happy is actually a bad thing.
Yeah.
I like the premise just generally, but also what it kind of says about the world, where it's like, why can't we all work together in unison
hmm
and we sing Imagine all together with all the celebrities, and
Oh no.
but like, our differences kind of make us who we are, and that's the driving force of humanity, and I just love that theme.
hmm Yeah, it's also it's really funny because it's very much a hero's journey kind of thing,
Hmm.
right? Where it's the unlikely hero who gets the call to action. And in a lot of instances, like you think of Star Wars, it's like, oh, it's Luke Skywalker. He stands on the mound looking at the twin sunset, and he wants to be a hero. And
Hmm.
Harry Potter, when he finds out that he's the wizard that has to do the thing, he assumes that and wants to be that guy. This is a person who is a romance author
Yeah.
who has a breathalyzer attached to her car, and the car won't start unless she passes the breathalyzer test.
Yep.
Like they those visual cues in the first episode,
Hmm.
they do so much to tell you about who this character is and about the world that she's living in. And then that starts to compound once we find out that everyone else on Earth, except for 11 other people, have become essentially a hive mind.
Yep.
and
Yep.
they know everything that there is to know about who this Carol person is and what makes her
Hmm.
tick, and they send people to go talk to her that remind her of her characters or good memories or all this
Yeah.
other kind of stuff. It's got like a little bit of, it's a little bit of Last of Us, it's a little
Hmm.
bit of Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Like there's some really interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah. And I thought the first episode was so in your face about all of this stuff. Like it
Hmm.
could have that could have been something you build up to in episode 3 or something like that, but
Hmm.
they just went for it. Like, whole world blows up right away.
Yeah.
And there's not a ton of setup other than just like the logistics of it all. Like,
Hmm.
oh, it's sent from space and then they start testing it and the testing goes awry and all of that stuff. But I really loved that conversation at the end of the first episode that she had with the like Department of Agriculture guy or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
it's
closest
just
thing
like,
to a
I
world
was wearing
leader
a
that they
suit.
had left.
Yeah. I loved that because it's like most shows would have saved that reveal for way later in this.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
episode
what?
7
It's
out
like
of 8,
mystery box, right? Yeah,
they would have
mystery.
given that out.
Yeah, mystery box. What actually happened? And they're like, no, we're just going to tell you what this is.
Mhm,
And it's kind of like the leftovers, where Damon Lindelof often said, "You're never going to find out what actually happened here." And instead the drama comes from the aftermath, how the
mhm.
characters interact, all of that stuff. And it feels a little bit like he's going towards his version of the leftovers here,
Yeah,
where it's like it's just about the people and how they interact going forward.
which if anyone here has watched The Leftovers, huge swing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
very high concept, very much a type of show where it tells the audience, "Put your damn phone down, pay attention to what's
Yep.
happening, or else you're gonna miss stuff." I got a lot of that from these first
Yeah.
2 episodes, that nothing's really spoon-fed to you. There's some exposition, right? Like, that
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
that she has with the
Blatant
television,
exposition. Yes.
is blatant, but it works, it's well written,
Hmm.
well performed. I just it's so fascinating to see uh, Vince Gilligan use his Breaking Bad isms in
Yeah.
something that isn't a crime drama.
Right. Like the
Man.
getting the body into the car thing, that was like straight out of Breaking Bad, where
Oh
it's
yeah.
like all of the physical like logistics of how
Hmm.
you would get stuff to work.
Yep.
That reminded me so much of that show.
Yeah. The cold open to the second episode, which starts I think in some tropical locale, right? Where you see them loading bodies onto a truck, and then this one woman gets onto a motorcycle, gets into an airplane, flies the airplane,
Right.
lands in Albuquerque, takes a shower, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And there's
Right.
no dialogue, right? That's
Hmm.
a very Breaking Bad cold open type thing.
Yes.
Is no dialogue, just kind of follow what's going on, and then it makes perfect sense because that's the person that
Yes.
looks like what she
Correct.
originally saw as her character for her romance novel. So that's the person they sent
Right.
to go talk to.
It it
It's so cool.
also reminds me so much of something like Lost, like what Damon Lindelof would do in Lost, where
Mhm.
the cold open of season 2 is just Desmond in the hatch, like going throughout his day, and you're like, who the hell is this guy? And then
Right. No
the hatch
explanation.
blows, and
Yep.
it's like, oh, he's the guy who's been living in the hatch the whole time. It's
Mhm.
like that sort of that's where TV works, right?
Yeah.
This is not operating like a movie chopped up into 6 different parts. It's
Correct.
operating like a television show, and
Mhm.
thank God for that.
Yeah, and that's honestly that's one of the things that in uh, in modern television making, we're so IP driven, and
Hmm.
it's uh, Marvel has to make TV shows, and DC has to make TV shows, and this has to be based off of this video game or whatever. And they're like, well, we just want to make it feel like a movie or Star
Yep.
Wars, right?
Yep.
Same idea.
Hmm.
Vince Gilligan has made one movie, and
Hmm.
it was a spin-off movie that tells the story of what happens to one of the characters after Breaking Bad ends. Everything
Yeah.
else he's done has been rooted in television. So X
Yeah.
Files, then 10 years on Breaking Bad, then 10 years on Better Call Saul, and now this. That being said, this is his first show that he's done where it's in a cinemascope aspect ratio. And I thought it had a much more cinematic feel to it in
Hmm.
the visual presentation. But from a storytelling perspective, very deliberate, taking its time, setting up all the chess pieces
Yes.
accordingly, so that way 8 weeks from now, or however many weeks it is, um, everything will, well, it won't make sense because they've already been greenlit for a second season, so you know that they're
Right.
not going to wrap things up here. But
Correct.
um, also just cool to see it with a big budget. I mean, like
Yeah.
the Breaking Bad episodes, even the biggest ones back in the day,
Yeah.
had like a $2 to $3 million budget. And I think this one reportedly had a $15 million per episode budget. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
And
his
it shows.
blank check
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
which makes me a little nervous because
Correct.
we know
Everyone's
we've,
blank check,
yeah,
post success story is usually bad, but
yeah, we
this
don't
is
want,
off to a great start.
we don't want a Mickey 17 situation here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but but yeah, I was thrilled with it. I think it's something that is going to spark a lot of conversation, a lot of speculation, theorizing, which is what good TV
Yeah.
can do. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm excited to cover it, and we're gonna knock this out every week for the next 7 or 8 weeks. We finally got something to talk about.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to get back on a regular rhythm of a new TV show, and especially like the second that this one got announced, we knew we would be interested in
oh
it
yeah,
because
100%.
you know,
Yeah,
Breaking
very.
Bad creators new show. Like, come on.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
They
Right.
didn't have
Exactly.
to promote this show.
Exactly.
They
Hmm.
said the log line was the happiest person on earth, or the most miserable person on earth has to save the world from happiness.
Right.
That's the whole log
That's all.
line.
Yep.
Sign me up. I'm in. So,
Technically correct too.
and it is
And that was a great
technically,
philosophical discussion in the second episode where it's like, world seems fine. I don't know why we need to change anything.
yep.
It's like, well, because everyone's zombies and
The kid can do brain surgery.
yeah. No, I
Awesome.
thought it was great. My only minor quibble is I think the music is a little too like generic Hollywood for me. I think most great TV shows have that signature music in there as well. Something like Succession or Severance
Mhm.
or something like Lost. All of those, as good of shows as they are, the music is also a huge part of it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like the music is a little bit dragging it down.
Yeah, we'll see over the next couple weeks because it's the same composer as Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and those had great soundtracks. So
Right,
we'll
right.
see what happens, and maybe they're just trying to strike a different tone. But
Yeah, could be.
uh, anything else you want to add before we take this one home?
No, I'm excited to watch this every week.
Yeah, me too. Very, very exciting. So that's going to do it for this video. Would love to hear from you guys. If you have followed Vince Gilligan as I have from the X-Files and Breaking Bad years all the way up here to Pluribus, drop us a comment below. Let us know what you thought of these two episodes. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We're obviously going to be covering this every week until its finale. And there's also a bunch of other movies coming out. We're in festival season now, so we're going to try to tack on some of those films as well. So be on the lookout for all that and so much more. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.